Hi folks, I wanted to talk to you about something that's become a habit for me and one that can help you to raise your level of talent and actually break through talent plateaus. So here's the basic theory behind it. When you become comfortable doing something, the brain begins to use less and less parts to actually do that thing. Take a simple act like driving a car, like what I'm doing right now. The first time you ever do it, it takes a great amount of concentration and much of your brain is engaged with the activity. But the more often you do it, the more your brain is able to streamline the function and make it very simple, very easy. You actually don't think about it all that much anymore. And you might even have had that experience where you drive to work, drive to a store, and you've been thinking about something else, not even consciously noticing any of the acts that you were carrying out. What's happening there is that your brain has reached a certain level of talent with that activity, and it's no longer difficult to do, so it streamlines. Now, the same thing can befall you with your primary skill, your craft, whatever it is that you are aspiring to be an expert in. In my world, that's the world of public speaking and presenting, and of course the world of writing as well. So here's something that I'm doing right now, and which I consciously do en route to presentations, which is I find a way to make it conscious again. After some 15 years in the professional speaking industry and 20 years with Toastmasters, I very rarely think about public speaking on a conscious level. I simply get up and do it. So what I have to do is to make it uncomfortable again, to intentionally make it challenging. And my way of doing that is to set myself a small conscious challenge for every presentation. So for example, let's say that I might think about the art of using longer pauses after a dramatic statement or a dramatic moment. That might become the thing that I play with that day, and I say I'm consciously going to work on the pauses. Or I might say I'm going to consciously work on using more spontaneous audience interaction. Or whatever the case might be, but I've got to draw attention to doing it on purpose. That takes it out of the realm of automaticity and back into the realm of conscious concentration. You've got to make yourself a little uncomfortable again. So, our challenge for you today is to ask the question, what could you consciously do to draw attention back to conscious craft? What could you do to ensure that you are actually thinking about your craft, your skill once again, and making it more difficult for yourself, not easier? The brain is lazy. It starts to use less and less of its own capacity in order to do the thing that you do, unless you challenge it to do more. So, that's your challenge for today. What will you consciously fixate on in order to take it out of the realms of the automatic and back into conscious activity? Do that and you can overcome talent plateaus and you can grow further. This is a great example of where good is the enemy of the great. When you become good enough, it becomes automatic. And that's when you have to make it conscious and difficult again in order to become great.